just envision it looks really nice in that arrangement. Have you got your mic on?
Yep.
Cool. We're just waiting.
Okay. I'll make a start by cutting what I need. Ooh.
So say, oh, mystery flower of the month. Right, my lovely, I think we've got some people. Yeah, we do, indeed.
Excellent. Right. Well, welcome to our Friday live stream. Thank you so much for joining us today. We actually have bright sunshine here today, so it's actually really nice for a change not to come in the rain. It's quite chilly, but we have got bright sunshine. So, bright and cheerful today. We're going to concentrate on, with it being the month of March, we're actually going to concentrate on St Patrick's Day. So we've gone all green today with a lean towards the Emerald Isle colours. So we're going with greens. We've actually got, for our flower varieties, we've tried to go as close towards an Irish theme as we possibly can. So we've got Mollicella, which is also known as Bells of Ireland. See what we did there? We've got Shamrock Spray Chrysanthemums, or if you can't get Shamrock, Anastasia Dark Green will do the same kind of thing, same job. We've got some green carnations here. This one is actually called Country. So as I know this is probably a bit of a stretch, but as we're thinking of the country of Ireland, maybe? Okay, I'm pushing that one a bit. I think I'm pushing that one a bit. I'm very trying. It's been said about me before. Got some little bits of bear grass there. And as an alternative, I've also got some skimmier Q green here. Didn't include that in today's recipe, simply because at the time we didn't have any in. But it's come in and it actually works so beautifully texture-wise and colour-wise with the arrangement. So I've stolen a couple of pieces of that to use.
Just a question, skimmier, is it supposed to be available at this time of year?
Not usually. Not usually. Normally we get it leading up to Christmas, having it around the winter months. It's normally stopped by about now, but the seasons are so weird at the moment. We're getting things at this time of the year that you should really never get, like sweet peas and things like that. So it's really difficult when we get asked, is a particular variety of something going to be available at such and such a date? If you stick strictly speaking to the seasons, chances are that particular variety might not be. But because the seasons are so mixed up, and because growers are now managing to produce products all through the year, chances are we can get some varieties that are usually not available. Still a bit of an issue with things like daffodils. Obviously once the spring season's out of the way, you're not going to get daffodils in the height of the summer. And peonies, okay, yes, you can get those outside of their peony season, but they're not always the greatest quality, and to be honest with you, they're so expensive for what they are.
They are indeed. We actually, which was fascinating, which I put on our Instagram story yesterday in fact, is we received some Israeli peonies in, and honestly they were like Brussels sprouts. They were so small.
They were Duchesse Noires, white ones, yeah.
But yeah, we can source them. It's just not always.
I mean, I appreciate that everybody loves peonies, and I appreciate perhaps there is a sentimental reason why you want to include a peony in a particular arrangement that you're doing when it's out of season. But quite honestly, there are other alternatives that are more cost effective. So hopefully you can hear us loud and clear out there. Don't forget to hit that like button if you can hear us, and don't forget to share us with your friends. I'm now going to launch into my arrangement. So we have a cube vase here which are filled with wet oasis. I'm going to use our trusty aspidistra ribbon. We've all fallen in love with this here because it's so easy to use for so many different types and styles of arrangements. It's just a polypropylene ribbon, so again you can rip it as you would do any other polypropylene. It's double-sided, so you don't have to worry about using the correct size. I've just cut a piece that's going to fit in between my glass vase, my cube vase and my oasis. And I've cut that to size already, so I'm just gently tucking that down so that fits successfully. I think I might have been a bit generous here actually. I might have to cut a bit of this off. So don't forget to ask us some questions, because we would love to hear from you and give you a shout out.
So we've got some shout outs today. We've got Tina who's watching us. We've got Winnie, Maria. Make us aware of who's watching. And we've got 14 viewers at the moment, so say hello.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's nice to know there's somebody out there and I'm not talking to myself in this workroom. Or just Laura and me really. We'd love to hear what you've been up to as well. So tell us what your arrangements have been this week and what you've created. And don't forget to share pictures with us on our Facebook page as well. So we like to see what our customers have done, don't we, Laura? So I'm just tucking this ribbon down into the cube vase, as you can see. It solves the problem of actually being able to use oasis in a glass vase, because it can look quite untidy if you just put the oasis in. It's not a good aesthetic appearance. So by using the ribbon that's tucked down and inside, I'm just going to use my scissors just to move that out a little bit. There we go. Just helps just to give that a nice appearance.
Would it be easier to put the ribbon in first?
It would be easier to put the ribbon in first, but it's actually quite difficult to keep it held against the glass and then put the oasis in. So I've just done it cat-handedly, really, gone the other way around. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in, because we've got a little tiny gap at the top. So just measuring again how much I need. And you could use fresh aspidistra leaves if you prefer to. The only thing is with the fresh aspidistra leaves, once they do start to deteriorate, you're going to end up with getting mould, and decomposition will occur from the aspidistra. So it's going to turn your water really mucky very, very quickly. So at least with the ribbon, you can actually leave that in there long term and not have to worry about it causing any aggravation to the rest of your flowers. So just tucking that in and around.
We've got Adriana who's joined us, and she said she's made a beautiful arrangement with magnolias.
Oh wow, lovely. I had magnolias in my wedding bouquet many, many, many years ago.
Yeah.
I did. With magnolias and white heather from my cousin's garden. Yeah, magnolias are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, so we've nearly got the ribbon in situ. Just tuck it down slightly more. Just sliding it. Oops. Doesn't want to play game. There we go, we're there. There you have it. So that's completely blanked out the oasis, so you can't see the oasis at all. So I'm now going to start with my shamrock. I'm actually going to remove all of the leaves from the shamrock, simply because it gives a nice clean feel, a slightly probably more contemporary appearance to the arrangement, to be honest. I'm going to start by placing that quite high at the back of the arrangement. And what I will actually do is I will turn the arrangement around so that you can all see what I'm trying to achieve. Sorry about that noise, that was me chucking rubbish into the bin. I'll try not to kill Laura by knocking the board over this week, for any of you who heard us last week.
Holding on tightly.
Okay, so we have some really interesting videos coming up. we have been concentrating very much so far in March on our flower of the month, which is the tulip. So do watch out for our inspirational videos on what you can do with tulips. And we've had some really good response from our new mystery boxes that we've been sending out, haven't we, Laura?
Yeah.
So we are actually going to produce for Mother's Day a 30, 50 or £75 Mother's Day special mystery box. So they're really exciting. You select the price that you want to spend for your mystery box, and then it arrives with you, and it's full of goodies and different varieties that perhaps you wouldn't normally purchase yourself, and it gives you some inspiration to perhaps create something different that you perhaps wouldn't normally do. And I'll be really honest with you, the boxes are as much a surprise for us as they are the customers, aren't they? We don't know what's in the boxes.
Not at all.
We have a buyer within the company who buys them, and she doesn't tell anybody. So what we're going to try and do as well in the future is perhaps concentrate on a mystery box and make an arrangement or some arrangements from the box so you can see what you can do at home as well. We have got some videos already online.
Coming up soon.
Yeah, so watch out for those. So that's our mystery box, really exciting new venture. We've got lots more tutorials coming up as well on different style of arrangements.
We're working very hard, haven't we, Deb?
We have. Yes, I'm eating, sleeping and dreaming tulips at the moment because they're our flower of the month.
We've got lovely Laura. Fantastic name, Laura, because it's mine as well.
I think you might be slightly biased there, possibly.
We've got Laura, who's from Lincolnshire. I actually went to uni there as well, so there's lots of links, Laura. Currently watching with her 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, hi, Laura.
She's training to be a florist and finds our videos very helpful.
Oh, thank you. Well, let us know if there's anything you particularly want us to concentrate on, Laura, and we will more than happily try and... You want me to turn around?
No, I just wondered why you put a stem in.
I've just put the stems in there just to make the oasis a little bit more solid.
Okay.
So we've got our 3 little shamrock there. I'm going to try and turn it around so you can actually see what I'm doing. Next I'm going to add rather scrumptious Wholesale. Now Wholesale is phytotropic, so that means it actually does respond to the light, bends to the light. So similarly with tulips, if you place, let me move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. If you place a stem of Wholesale vertically into arrangement, when you come to look at it the following morning, you'll find the end is curled up like that because they do grow towards the light. So just bear that in mind if you're using Wholesale in anything. Ideally, if you place them vertically, they will stay vertical. Do just be a little bit aware that Wholesale has a nasty little thorn or a little barb on the end of the bloom. I don't know if you can see. If I remove one of the little bells, it's commonly known as bells of Ireland, and you can see why, because this does look almost bell shape. I don't know if Laura's gonna be able to focus on that so you can see. But you've got some nasty sharp little barbs on. And can you see that, Laura? Yeah. Okay. And they are actually quite sharp. So if you're somebody that's quite sensitive to, say, eryngium or something like that has that sharp prickle to it, just be aware that you may get a little bit of a reaction from Wholesale. All right. It's not. How can I say? It's not to the point where it's painful if you hold it, but you do know you've been scratched by it. Okay, so I'm just going to add in my Wholesale. So I'm placing the Wholesale at 45-degree angle, and then I'm actually going to bend that round and fix it. Okay, just so you know what I'm doing.
Not just leaving it out.
I've not lost my marbles and it's going off at a weird angle. It's not beyond the realms of possibility.
With the Wholesale, if you did place it that way, could you, for instance, like a tulip, wire it? Or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So you could externally wire it, by wiring all the way around the stem in between the little groups of bells, for want of a better word, and then it will stay in position. Now I'm just going to rip off some tiny pieces of my ribbon here. That has a very satisfying ripping sound.
Always the little things down.
I don't get out very often, as you can tell. I'm just going to tuck that on there. So I'm going to tie the piece of ribbon around the mollicella first with a little tiny single knot.
If you didn't have your aspidistra print poly, could you use green twine, for instance?
You could use anything. I mean, if you wanted to use even like the string mossing twine, something nice and natural maybe. You could use wire, anything that works with your arrangement really. I'm just using the aspidistra ribbon because it's part of the theme really, the aspidistra ribbon in the vase. So just cutting that so you can see. I've just pulled that over a bit. Let's stand you up again. There we go. And then this one's going to be tucked in here. I'm just going to trim a little bit off the end there because that's a little bit too full for me.
We have Julie, who's with us today. She says, love our inspirational videos. Okay, it's a bit of a long one. And enjoying the St. Patrick's Day one today. If possible, in the future, would be able to do a tropical arrangement. I have to have a look at the schedule, Deb. Can't think off the top of my head. As she just got back from the Caribbean, so slightly jealous of that moment.
Wow, yeah, don't think you needed to mention that bit really. Not for us poor souls that are here in the freezing cold. Well, we have got sunshine today, but in the cold. Yeah, we'll look into that, definitely. Okay. I have to say, I'd like to state here and now that I'm a bit disappointed as we're doing St. Patrick's Day that I wasn't allowed to have a pint of Guinness while I'm doing the arrangement. But I wasn't allowed. I've got my normal herbal tea. So I'm just going to state that for the record. Right, so you can see what we've done here. So we've tied in the two pieces of mollicella and we've got our shamrock. Okay, so I'm now going to add in some green carnations. Now the green carnations, as I said, are called country. I'm just going to put one in the corner and then a group of three.
I have just had a look at the schedule, Julie. I know it's a bit further down the line, but we do have a tropical arrangement scheduled for the 2nd of August. So tune in.
Wow. Wow. Hopefully that'll be worth waiting for. Gosh, okay. That's quite a way away.
Summer.
Yeah, tropical summer. Everybody will be going on holiday then. They'll be wanting to celebrate some tropical weather.
So yes, Jane, hello. We do put our demo videos onto YouTube and onto our website mainly. So if you go onto our website, let me just tag you in that. Let me do that now. So on our website, we've got a Facebook Live catch-up section and all of our live videos are in there. So now you can talk to us.
Thank you. So I've added 4 carnations here and 1 there just to balance up the colour tone because the country carnations are a much paler colour tone than the shamrock. Okay, so just twisting that back round.
We've got Adriana who says she remembers our last year's St. Patrick's arrangement, which was that shamrock we did, which was a rich arrangement, wasn't it? I think it was quite a long one though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we went on for about a week doing that one, didn't we?
Oh, we've got Chris from the Philippines again.
Oh, hi Chris, thank you for joining us.
He's loving the green arrangement.
Excellent. I'm just adding in a couple of little bits of shamrock, skimmier Q green here. It's just a slightly different texture to the rest of the flowers, so it works quite well to add that bit of texture in. I'm removing all of the leaves at the moment and I'll show you for why. I'll just spin this round so you can see. So you can see how we've got the groupings going on. Now these rather scrumptious leaves that were left over from the skimmia, I'm actually going to put into the arrangement. So because they're very stiff, very structured, and foliage doesn't naturally grow stiff and structured, I'm actually going to stitch wire them. So this is a 56 by 180 wire. So I normally divide the leaf visually into 3, and so go 2/3 of the way up the stem, do a little stitch, bring the ends of the wire back down together and bind the longer stem round the shorter. Then that enables you to be able to bend that leaf and manipulate it into the position that you want.
Just to mention, just because you can't really see a close-up of that, if you go onto our YouTube channel, just me in the background, if you go onto our YouTube channel, we have got a close-up of how you stitch wire if you're looking to do it yourself.
I mean, you don't have to stitch wire. You could, if you wanted to, use ivy leaves, any kind of foliage really, just to give added interest and different texture to the arrangement. I'm using the skimmia leaves for the simple reason that I've used the blooms, so I'm just keeping that continuity going.
What could you use as a sub?
Leaf-wise? Okay, so a nice big ivy leaf, header leaf would work quite nicely, or you could use just a sculptural leaf really. We've used, I'm just trying to think what else would work quite nicely in there.
Pistache?
Pistache wouldn't work really because it's quite fine and delicate, so you'd actually want a single leaf really, so potentially a salal leaf. Yeah, cocculus would work, salal would work. Just adding another couple in here just so we've got that continuity going through. And then I'll spin it round again in a moment so you can see where we've got up to. We've also, again, with a lean towards the emerald isle green, we have included all things green to our right. Also done a little arrangement there with some mollusella, some bear grass and some cymbidium orchids.
Oh, Adriana says a fatsia leaf, that's quite nice.
Yeah, fatsia would work well. You probably have to use quite a small fatsia for this size arrangement. If you were using a much larger container and doing a much larger scale arrangement, then you could use a bigger fatsia. But yeah, on this occasion it'd have to be one of the smaller ones that you use. But yeah, fatsia would work really well. I mean, you could even, if you wanted to, fold up some small aspidistras or some small cordyline leaves and get the same kind of principle. So as with all flowers and all arrangements really, there's no hard and fast rules because everybody is an individual and you tend to do the arrangement to suit yourself really, and you pick up design ideas as you go along as well. So these are just tips and hints really to get people's creative juices flowing and let them have a go for themselves. So you can see where I've put those wired leaves in either side just to give a little bit of visual balance as well, so it gives a bit of weight to the base of the arrangement. And now I'm just going to add some bear grass. So loops of bear grass.
Just going back to the wire, Debs, what wire are you using it today?
That was a 0.56 by 180.
Perfect. You wiring the bear grass?
Nope. No, I'm being very lazy and just cutting it and putting it into the oasis.
If you wanted
to do loops, and you want to make sure your loops stay in position, then I would actually wire them. So all you do with that basically is you put your stems into the oasis and then group them together and then wire that bit and pop that into the oasis.
Just a double leg mount or something?
Yeah, single leg or double leg wouldn't matter really. But yeah, absolutely. I'm being very lazy and just putting it into the oasis today. It's not essential to wire it. I've got so much oasis in here as well that it works quite well. So, and I'm just going to add another little tail of bear grass just to one side.
I also feel at the end, can we talk through our beautiful arrangement to the left that we've just created?
Cobbled together, I think is the word you're looking for.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, we can certainly talk through that one. Okay, so just before we came on air, just to let all of our viewers into how our thought process go, we thought we would create as much green item or display as many green items as we could, just to emphasise the green emerald isle feel. And I just thought, well, I'll just do a little arrangement, so put some bits together there and then. So I have to confess that it was a very quick last minute arrangement, so I apologise if it's not up to the usual standards. Okay, so nearly finished with our bear grass. Oops, got a stray piece there, I'll remove that. So just to reinforce what you were saying about wiring, I'm going to wire this just to illustrate how we want it to fix in. Because the stems of the bear grass here are very, very weak and soft, you can't push those into Oasis. There's no way you're going to get that to work. So just, as you were saying, single or double leg mount. I'm going to use a single on this occasion. And then pop that into the Oasis, making sure you get the ends of the stem in so that they're still drinking and still anchored. But that way you can definitely get it secure. Okay, and I'm just going to pop some leaves in the back, because as I'm very fond of saying, you mustn't leave an arrangement with a bare bum. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on air. Just tucking those in at the back here. Just to finish it off. You can't really see those terribly well from the front of the arrangement, which I suppose is half the reason why you just tuck them in the back really, but there we go. It just shows that that's finished off, and it's added a little bit more space. So there we go. There we have our St. Patrick's Day celebration for the, sorry.
She likes hiding behind arrangements.
I know, I do try and hide. You'd rather see flowers than me. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And I've just been gently reminded that it's International Women's Day today. So to all you ladies out there, happy International Women's Day. We are it's mostly a female-based company here actually. So yeah, the guys are really outnumbered by us females here. So yeah, they love life here. One of our members of male staff reckons it's like being married to 7 women.
Nice, I like that. We'll just explain that final arrangement and then we'll say our goodbyes.
Okay. Don't forget to like us, love us, and don't forget to share us with your friends. So I'm just going to dismantle our beautiful display here and just slide this over. Okay, so all I have done here, oh, it's a really good hiding place behind here. All I've done here, so we've got 2 glass cylinder vases, one slightly narrower than the other. One cylinder vase has been placed inside the other cylinder vase and then tucked moss in between the 2 vases. I've then filled the inner vase with water, just placed some mollicella in that and some bear grass, literally just as a cut flower. I've filled the vase up to the absolute brim with water, and then I've cut some tiny little cymbidium orchids off a main stem and then just placed those in the top of the vase all the way around. So it's added a collar, yeah, absolutely. So that's all there was to it. Sometimes the most simple arrangements are the most effective. So almost 2 arrangements for 1 today.
Lovely.
Buy 1, get 1 free. So don't forget to like us, share us with your friends, and love us, please. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed our tribute, I'd say, to St Patrick's Day and the Emerald Isle. We've really enjoyed having your company today, and we look forward to seeing you very soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Until the next time, goodbye for now.